Shalom, Israel. Back with another lesson. I want to start off, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone. And peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll go into this one and I'll just title it, supply disruptions, cannibalism, somewhere along those lines. This thing that we're coming into, Jacob's trouble, the people of the world have no clue on how serious this thing is going to get. Fear. You're going to fear for your life. All these years and, over here in Babylon and, all the barbecues, all the parties and, the big cookings and cookouts and, getting drunk and high and, living it up, going to all the restaurants, all the little birthday parties and, cooking the big food, barbecue food and ribs and hamburgers and hot dogs and unlimited pizza and stuff. Them days are coming to an end. Jake done lived it up with them, big barbecues in the summertime or springtime and birthday time. They done lived it up. Going to the restaurants, ordering all kind of food and able to go through the drive-throughs and order your food and, they it just been they done lived it up. They done overlived it up. Them days is coming to a complete end. I just seen something from the Akim. He posted not too long ago. One of them so-called Negroes, Jake, he's sitting up there on TikTok or something. He got a 60-piece McNugget. He got a few hamburgers. He got a side thing, 30-piece of wings. And sitting there being stupid, just eating and eating. And I also seen, these different little blogs and stuff with these people sitting up there with the camera on them and they just got these big plates of crab and shrimp and lobster and wings. And they're going crazy. Eating it slow by, little by little and, it tastes so good. And they had not too long ago with that chicken sandwich with that Popeyes. This is coming to an end. There is a famine coming. There is a famine coming. A lack of food and a lack of water. Like you've never seen this before. And the Lord tells you and warns Israel. This already happened, already to Israel. But this is going to happen again one more time. Jake ain't trying to fast. You know, Jake can't go 10 minutes without eating something. Every 10 minutes, they got to eat something. And a lot of Jake smoke weed and drink all day. And, you know, Jake will go and eat 20-piece wings, you know, have French fries, and then turn around, go eat a whole burrito. Then Jake will turn around and go later on that day, you know, not too long after that, go get some pizza and some, you know, some more wings. You know, Jake carries on eating chips and, you know, eat some cereal. You know, Jake will go all day eating, man, all day, and won't think about fasting. But this time is coming where it's about to get real serious. So I'm gonna go into and look at something I was reading, and here in California, I know in Northern California, but overall California, you know, and as far as the food banks, I was looking at something, and the food banks are just overwhelmed with people coming and trying to you know, get food, you know, and it was talking about you know, the supply disruptions, you know, the cost, the high fuel cost, the low inventory, you know, some of these food banks are you know, I was looking at here in California, was talking about spending, you know, 60,000 or you know, or more, you know, in the last few years. And then it was also talking about distributing, you know, almost 5 million pounds of food, and then spending, you know, each since the beginning of the pandemic all the way and through till now. You know, these food banks in California, it was one I was looking at. Like I said, it was, you know, spending $1 million a month to distribute, you know, almost 5 million pounds of food, you know, and you know, and that's right now. They're spending, these food banks, California, are spending, you know, $1 million a month distributing 5 million pounds of food. This is 2022 I'm talking about. But the lady was saying during the pandemic, a year or two ago, you know, it was 2 million. But fast forward till now to 2022, they're spending $1 million a month. It was 60,000 before, now it's $1 million. And they were talking about as far as the volunteers and, you know, that are working extra hours, and employees. You got volunteers that they're not even getting paid nothing, but, you know, and then you have employees that work for these food banks. I mean, it's getting serious, man. The lady was basically saying how much longer is due to this higher fuel cost, the cost of gas money, you know, trying to bring in these products. How much how much longer is this going to continue to go on? And then they were also, you know, I looked at something else, you know, the trucker strike, man. The trucker, one of the brothers posted, one of the truckers talking about he's spending dang near over $1,000 for gas. You know, you got the supply demand, you know, It costs money to bring these products into these places. I mean, it is serious right now. But I'm gonna read this real quick, and then I got a scripture. I'm gonna just make this real quick. But it says, this is here in California, and it says, local food bank struggles to keep its shelves stocked, aimed supply chain blockage. They're struggling. And then it also goes on to say, Salakia, God dang it. Salakia. I wanted to read with this Salakia, Akim. Let me 1 second. Let me, because they're spending well over $1 million a month to to feed these families right now. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, this is Jake is headed for something that they've never faced before, man. Something that they've never ever faced before. Jake is gonna witness this, man, and a lot of 2/3 Jake's gonna die in this famine, man. That's coming. It says local food banks struggle to keep its shelves stocked, aimed supply chain blockage. It says the rising cost of Salakia. Oh well, my thing is tripping right now. Well, the spirit I'm gonna just get to the scriptures at this point. But it says they're struggling with their supply chain. Salakia, I gotta get this. Salakia. Let me get this, Akim. Let me get this. Salakia, Akim. Salakia. Okay, let me go ahead and grab this real quick, because I gotta bring this out, man. I gotta bring this out. Salakia, bear with me 1 minute. Salakia. I gotta bring this out to y'all. Okay, here we go. My other little computer thing is tripping. So it says local, this is 2022 too. This is last month. It says local food banks struggle to keep its shelves stocked and supply chain blockage. And it reads, the rising cost of inflation combined with the supply chain crisis. The rising cost of inflation combined with the supply chain crisis continues to impact every aspect of life, including supplying local valley food banks. Yeah, with that supply chain, it's serious, man. Because once these lack of supplies, you're running out. It says the growing demand for food. The growing demand for food. And it ain't fun when you get hungry. You go a while without eating, it can ruin your day. And like I said, Jake likes to eat. The growing demand for food is outweighing the supply shortage. People are demanding food. Especially you got children. The growing demand for food is outweighing the supply shortage of food products available. And this is in the Central California. And then it says Victoria Golden is a local nurse who began volunteering at the Central California Food Bank during the onset of the pandemic. When food is scarcity, the emotional toll weighs heavily on the food banks. Volunteers. There's only so many bagged applies you can give one family. There's only so many bags of dog food you can get. There's only so many toiletries you can hand out. So that's hard, saying no to people and seeing people have needs that they can't have met, said Victoria Goldman. Yeah, and a lot of you people got pets. Your pet gonna end up, the Lord will put the spirit on your pet to chew you up or chew your kids up if you ain't doing right in this with the Lord, man. See, this is all gonna go back to serving the Lord, man. This famine is a lot of people gonna die in this famine, man. And this is the way the Lord gonna do it. This is one of the judgments, like he said. They like she said, we can only hand out so much, and then people need more, and then you got to tell them no. You might have a single mother with 4 kids, and they can only give her a certain amount, and and that volunteer know that she need more, but that's all they can do. She went on to say the diversity of those who frequent of the food bank do not have many financial resources available to them. People don't have all that stuff, and this is mainly Jake, man. Jake is stuck in a pickle. It's rough, and it's gonna get even rougher. She says, you can clearly see from looking at them, they're elderly people or disabled or people with very young families. They're relying on the food bank. You see that? You're sitting there relying on the food bank trying to get you some food, man. Because, with this, I know here in California, gas is up to $7, man. I just went to the store earlier, and a 6-pack of boneless chicken costs $24. A 6-pack of boneless chicken costs $24. This is serious right now. But I'm gonna get to the scriptures, because this is what the Lord said is gonna happen, and this is ultimately to Israel too. So. This happened during Jeremiah's time. I'm going to go to Jeremiah 19 and 8. I'm going to Jeremiah 19 and 8. because this, people don't understand how this is gonna get terrifying, man. We're going into the worst time in human history. The Lord told you, the worst time in human history. And a lot of people don't understand that. They take it as a joke, but you're going to find out, man. Call Allah YAHAWAHSHI. But it goes Jeremiah 19:8, and it reads, and I will make this city desolate and hissing. Everyone that passeth thereby shall be astonished and hiss because of all the plagues thereof. In this place, starting with the Lord's sanctuary, Israel, Jerusalem, there's going to be a plague to you 2/3, and ultimately here to Babylon the Great, America. The Lord's going to plague this place. He's going to take away this food, man. I've been saying he's going to cut the power off and he's going to take away the food. And those are two, to be in the dark and be hungry. 9, and I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons. And there's literally going to be people that's going to eat their children, man. The Lord going to put the spirit on them, and that's just judgment. The Lord said, and I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters. Why? Because of the plague, the famine. This is why the Lord is terrifying, man. You have to come back to the Lord, or you're going to be faced with these things, especially if you got family, if you got children, and you don't want to do thus said the Lord. He's going to plague you with this, man. And the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend in the siege and straitness wherewith their enemies and they that seek their lives shall straiten them. 10, then shalt thou break the bottle in the sight of the men that go with thee. 13, I'm going to hop down due to time consumed. And the house of Jerusalem and the house of the kings of Judah shall be defiled as the place of Tophet, because of all the houses upon whose roof they have burned incense unto all the host of heaven, and have poured out drink offerings unto other gods. And that's what Jake do. Jake, the idolatry. And this time in Jeremiah, Israel was, sacrificing to other gods, man. And that, I think it was the Isaiah with the Assyrians. They took the northern tribe into captivity, but and this time Jeremiah was telling them this stuff, man. He was telling them this, and they were beating up Jeremiah and imprisoning him. And then during this time, Hezekiah got his eyes put out. They killed his son right in front of him, and they killed his sons right in front of him, and then put his eyes out. That's how the Lord do it. Because you don't want to learn, you don't want to listen, you don't want to do thus said the Lord. But this is what happened during Jeremiah's time, and this is going to happen again here in Babylon and across the world. 14. Then came Jeremiah from Tophet, whether YAHAWAHSHI had sent him to prophesy, and he stood in the court of YAHAWAHSHI's house and said to all the people. And see, and that's what we're doing. They're starting with the apostles and elders at Great Millstone on down to the prophets. Been warning you out there on the highways and hedges, doing the sit downs, doing whatever we can to try to edify and warn the people. You know, there's no excuse. 15. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the God power of Israel, behold, I will bring upon this city and upon all the towns all the evil that I have pronounced against it, because they have hardened their necks, that they might not hear my word. Call Allah YAHAWAHSHI. And this is what's coming, man. This is what's coming, because the Lord, like he just said, they harden their necks and they don't want to hear my word. So the Lord is gonna, he's sending this plague of famine. You know, he's sending this plague, man. And as you can see, it's unfolding before your eyes, because the less supplies, the higher the price. And it's gonna get to a point, man, you know, like Claude Schwab, that one of the world leaders, like he said, you know, in a minute you're gonna be eating worm burgers, man. Worm burgers. You know, going to put some hot sauce on that. Yeah. So it's gonna get real out here, man. This cannibalism. The Lord is a man and not lie. Everything, every word that he said in this book is happening, and it's then already happened. So, you know, I was watching that earlier. The spirit had hopped on me. You know, I said that's a lesson. So, you know, the gates of mercy are closing, and and to you men of Israel, and you Aquath, you women, you better seek the Lord, because there's some terrifying times coming. It's some terrifying times coming. Like I said in my other videos a couple back, the Lord is going to send unspeakable evil upon this world, man. Unspeakable evil that you've never witnessed before. You know, so, but with that, you know, hopefully you were edified. I don't want to I'll come back with another lesson, but I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakah Kwadash. Shalom, Israel.